Live from Floyd L. Main's Veterans Memorial Arena in Binghamton, New York, it's time for state playoff basketball as the team out of Section 1 and Class A, the Poughkeepsie Pioneers, travels to Section 4 to take on the Section 4 champion, the Johnson City Wildcats. Welcome in, folks. My name is Tom Preisman. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Sunday morning, technically Sunday afternoon now for basketball here. Dean Perry alongside me, and Dean, you look at this one, Class A matchup, two pretty athletic teams, and should be another fun one on this Sunday afternoon now.
Yeah, Poughkeepsie comes in 22-3, and according to Coach Moffitt, I know you were talking to him before the game, pretty much, they got to win the board battle today, and then run the ball well in transition and slow down the big player for Johnson City, that's Keith Harris. So if they do those things, they should be okay today. But as for Johnson City, Harris has to play well. They got to use, Xavier Hill's size inside, and then once in a while they got to get some three-pointers from Sean Moran. And they're going to have to slow the ball down today too. They're going to have to play more of a half-court game. They don't want to get any full court or transition game with Poughkeepsie for them to win today. Yeah,
Poughkeepsie's going to win if this is an up-and-down game. This game scored in the 80s. This is going to be a game that favors Poughkeepsie. We saw earlier in the first game, Seton Central Catholic ran away from a Section 9 team in FDR New Hyde Park, and now it's a Section 1 team, but similar area in Poughkeepsie. Poughkeepsie, a basketball powerhouse, a storied program, a lot of tradition, and Cody Moffitt's taken over this program after coming over from Section 1's Briarcliff and has done a tremendous job leading for the Pioneers.
All right, we're going to have the starting lineups. Oh, lights out. How about that?
We'll take a look at the starting lineups first for Poughkeepsie. This is a team with a lot of switchable players and a lot of guys that really can get out in transition. Jamik Carter, Tremel Reeves, Darion Edwards, Jaquan Pearson, and Durante Thomas. That is the five for this Pioneers team as they get ready to get going on this Sunday morning. Now you take a look at the other side for Johnson City. Guys we highlighted, really important, is Keith Harris and Xavier Hill, both with some size. Hill at 6'6", Harris at 6'2", good size for a guard. Van Fossen, Hilliard, and Moran round out the five for Johnson City. Johnson City has not advanced out of this round in the past few years. They've been here a couple times. They've won Section 4 3 of the last 4 years. Now, trying to make a run deep in the state tournament. We'll see if they can turn back the speed of Poughkeepsie.
And the head coach for each team, for Poughkeepsie, it's Cody Moffitt. And for Johnson City, it's Bill Spalick.
And Spalick and Moffitt will shake hands and get ready to go. Moffitt has some experience on this stage, led Briarcliff to a few different state tournament runs in his time with the Bears, and now looking to guide his hometown Poughkeepsie team further into the tournament. So it'll be the Wildcats coming out in the white jerseys. The word Wildcats written in red, maroon letters in block style across the chest. They have the block style numbers as well. Poughkeepsie comes out in the dark blue jerseys. They have the word Poughkeepsie written in white letters across the chest, and they have the white numerals.
Keith Harris sporting the 70s Afro do there. How about that?
I said he's got the game for the 70s ABA, and he's got the hair for the game of the 70s ABA as well. So
it's like Dr. J there.
He had a couple of nice finger rolls last time out, and for a moment you think you're watching a game from a bygone era. He's a really fun player to watch. This should be a good one. 14-7 versus 22-3. A berth in the Final Four of New York State on the line. And the tip controlled by this Johnson City Wildcats team. Xavier Hill trying to get going from three underneath. A tip up, no good. One more, no as well.
Yeah, Harris was in there twice. He had an opportunity to tip it in.
Tremel Reeves now into the front court alongside. It'll be a left side triple. That missed everything.
Yeah, way long
from
on that.
Thomas. So Van Fossen will carry it over the timeline. Trying to get into the hands of Harris. All of his options are cut off. Moffitt was calling for a 5-second call. He doesn't get it. Cody make that rather. Keith Harris with a long 2 for the line, but that was a nice pull-up to get Johnson City on the scoreboard. They lead 2-0. Carter driving baseline underneath for Thomas. Into the corner for Pearson. He'll try a floater, but it's a traveling call. So far, tempo in this first minute favoring Johnson City. They've yet to allow Poughkeepsie to get on the break. Obviously, a whole lot of time left to go. 31 of the 32 minutes yet to be played. A handoff to Xavier Hill between his legs. Hill will draw a foul against the Poughkeepsie player. That's Tremel Reeves.
That's Reeves, his first.
Moffitt is on the sidelines, head coach of Poughkeepsie, signaling that he wants a carry. Does not get the call. Van Fossen inbound. Inbounded into the hands this time of Xavier Hill. Hill working against Tremel Reeves. Inside, off glass for 2. Xavier Hill on the scoreboard. It's 4-0.
Yeah, he's 6'6", so if he gets inside, that could be an issue for Poughkeepsie.
Reeves a bounce pass quickly to Pearson, right back to Reeves. Reeves splitting through the defense. And a foul coming. It looks like it'll go against Moran.
Johnson City foul, jersey number 23, Sean Moran. That's Moran.
And in this early portion of the game, it looks like the crowds are pretty evenly split. Poughkeepsie did a nice job. They had a couple buses leaving from their high school campus all the way up here, about 2 hours to Binghamton, and they are showing out in this game. Wanted to make another run to the state Final Four.
What was that, I-84 you got to take?
I think it's 17.
17, okay.
One more. That's 0 of 2 from the line for Reeves, but a nice pass to Pearson, and Pearson at the rim hangs and hits. The Pioneers of Poughkeepsie are on the board, 4-2.
Yeah, important offensive board there after those 2 free throw misses.
Xavier Hill. We've yet to mention Jakari Hillard. They were trying to get to Hillard, but instead a steal, and now Xavier Hill, watch out! Rack attack, 6-2 lead for Johnson City.
Yeah, got the loose ball and had a clear path to the basket.
And you knew as soon as he got that clear path what he was going to do. Carter the other way, a three-pointer off the mark. Hilliard had the rebound. Van Fossen going to ground, can't come away with it. Harris trying to stay in his feet, but Reeves eventually has it, and Reeves is fouled.
Both teams getting the floor burns early.
6-2 in this opening minutes, 5:39 left in this first quarter. You're watching on NFHS. Tom Preisman and Dean Perry, thanks again for tuning in. That first free throw left short for Tremel Reeves.
Yeah, 0 for 3 from the foul line. He's coming up short on that one.
That free throw is not cleanly through. So now coming the other way is Johnson City. Xavier Hill, a pass to Van Fossen. Van Fossen underneath Moran amongst the trees. Got some contact, but did not pick up the foul call.
Yeah.
Now Poughkeepsie in transition.
Yeah, Moran did a good job getting a low post. He just didn't go up right away. That was his problem.
Underneath, a beautiful finish for Thomas. 6-5 the score. Van Fossen being pressured, looking for a 5-second call. He jumps it down low. Moran might have been a goaltend.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was. He was pleading for it.
Looked like it hit glass, and once it hits glass, that is an automatic 2 points if you touch it.
Yeah, I thought it hit glass.
Doesn't matter. Call was not made.
Yep.
Poughkeepsie, in case you're wondering, the number 4 team in the state of New York in the latest poll. Took down New Paltz last time out. That was the Section 9 champion. Harris, foul line jumper, rattles in. It's 8-5. Finish at the rim was not there for Tremel Reeves. Now Hill and company looking to get out in transition. A foul against Poughkeepsie. A little disjointed for the Pioneers to get this game going.
Yeah, that was a high percentage shot in the lane. You got to put that in.
Team's second.
Right in the paint.
In case you're wondering, Johnson City just in the honorable mention section right now of the Class A poll. So not considered one of the top 20 teams in the state. And we'll see if they maybe use that as some bulletin board material ahead of the number 4 team in the state as the Pioneers come in the top 5. Van Fossen to inbound. Hill posting up, working on the near block, gets to his spot and lays it off glass for 2. 10-5. Wildcats have doubled up on the Pioneers.
Yeah, Hill did a good job of getting some strength in there and getting the low post and got the angle for the easy layup.
And if you're an underdog like maybe Johnson City is considered, good way to get off to a good start. But as I say that, a 3-pointer for Poughkeepsie trims the lead to just 2.
Yeah, Thomas had an open look and put it in.
If Poughkeepsie hits their 3-pointers, they are particularly difficult to contend with. Hill trying to back down all the way from the 3-point line. Instead, we'll drop it off for Moran. Back to Hill. Double team comes, spins against it. Can't get it to fall, but it will be 2 free throws for Xavier Hill.
Boy, I need a little extra Wheaties on that one.
Tremel Reeves, number 4. Reeves, his second. Team's 4th.
It'll be Xavier Hill at the free throw line to shoot 2. 10-8 lead, 3:23 left in this first quarter. And that first free throw is cleanly through.
General Harvard, number 12, in for Poughkeepsie.
First substitution of this game. And I go to Poughkeepsie. This is a Johnson City team that does not go very deep into their bench. Poughkeepsie, we expect them to go a little bit further in. Poughkeepsie, in case you're wondering, had a tough one last time out against New Paltz. It was a 54-50 showing, but they were able to take down the team out of Section 9. Poughkeepsie, a former Section 9 team, moved back to Section 1 in this past few seasons. Fancy footwork from Hilliard, trying to get his way to the rim, and he is fouled on his path. Foul will go against Thomas.
Number 34, Devontre Thomas. Thomas, his second. Team's
That will be Devontre Thomas's second.
on the Pioneers.
Cody Moffitt on the coaching sideline will have a decision now for Poughkeepsie if they're going to leave him in. And it looks like they will, at least momentarily.
Yeah, Reeves has 2 as well. Yeah, good save.
Thrown up top to Van Fossen. 27 on the shot clock. Keith Harris been relatively quiet so far. And a foul against Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie foul number 32, Niall Goins. Goins his first.
Winner of this game will play Manhasset and Wanadynak out on Long Island. This Long Island champion will play the winner of this game. That'll be Friday, March 15th at 3 p.m. here at the Floyd L. Baines Arena.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised shot there by Hill.
Poughkeepsie hoping they can earn a trip back to this arena to play in the state Final Four. Johnson City, who played here for the sectionals, hoping they don't have to leave this building all state tournament.
Yeah, it's always convenient when you have to go very far and sleep in your own bed and all that stuff.
Inside. Now stepping through is Harvard. Harvard to the rim. It was a nice move, but could not finish. Still 12-8. Now Keith Harris for 3. Too strong. Run down on the far wing by Thomas. 2 players slow to get up, 1 for each side. Loading up for the 3, now pulling it off is Poughkeepsie. Exactly 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in this first quarter. A runner in the lane, too strong off glass. Thomas is a high-volume shooter, but is not able to get himself going in this first quarter, so that 1 3-pointer. Harris working it to Moran. Van Fossen down inside to Xavier Hill. He'll take a step back, and Xavier Hill on a little fall-away floater. 14-8.
Yeah, he's got 10 of the 14. He's playing real well. Nice little fadeaway there.
That looks like a shot of Dirk Nowitzki's tool bag that time. Hilliard rather trying to draw the tie up, cannot get it. Stepping inside, a pass into Pearson, and a jump ball.
Possession arrow, Poughkeepsie. Brandon Warren, number 15 in for Johnson City. Held ball, Poughkeepsie. Shot clock at 20.
(14-8), and there are 80 seconds left in this first quarter. Left side triple.
And a foul on the floor, I think.
Thomas, and they're going to keep possession. Good opportunity for a 5-point possession. Poughkeepsie looks like they're going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well. 14-11, 1:14 left in this first quarter. You're watching the NFHS Network.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
14-11, 1:14 left to go in this first quarter. Tom Preisman, Dean Perry, thanks so much for tuning in. We should talk about the 2017 state tournament. Why? Well, Poughkeepsie and Johnson City met in this very building, rather at SUNY New Paltz. That was in the sub-regional round, and it favored Poughkeepsie a 73-59 victory over Johnson City. And Dean, you know a couple guys from this Johnson City team, even if they were sophomores and maybe not playing that much, remember that game and like a little bit of revenge against Poughkeepsie.
Yes, certainly want to stay here. And they just missed a 1-on-1, so the foul was actually on Poughkeepsie after the 3-point basket.
And the 1-on-1 was missed the other way for Johnson City. Now Poughkeepsie, a little bully ball underneath, and Harris swatted away, but a foul coming. That was a 73-59 victory for Poughkeepsie. Poughkeepsie then of Section 9 in 2017 would fall to the Section 1 champion Our Lady of Lourdes, 61-46 in the regional final. As that first free throw is cleanly through. 14-12. Second one off the mark.
1 minute.
So Poughkeepsie was in this stage in 2017, could not get into the state Final Four this year. Looking to punch a return ticket to Binghamton. Up top to Hilliard, 18 on the shot clock. Checking in is Brandon Warren. Losing the ball out of play. It will stay with the Wildcats of Johnson City. They're in front 14-12, 40 ticks left in this first quarter.
Yeah, good hustle defense there, but it went off of Carter.
Van Fossen inbound, 12 on the shot clock. Into Hill on the near wing. Keith Harris, too strong off glass. Hilliard last touched it as it went out of play. Shot clock will be off as there's 35 seconds left in this first quarter. And we'll see if Moffitt and this Pioneers team decide to hold for the final shot.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't know whether to go off glass or go straight to the rim in a swish, and that's usually the worst shooting position you can be in when you're indecisive on that.
Thomas, wide open the left side tray. Too strong, but a foul coming. And we'll see if this is the second against Harris. Rather, actually, it's going to go against Poughkeepsie. It'll go against Goins. It'll be his second, team's 8th, so another 1-and-1 upcoming.
Yeah, that's a bad one, especially, 90 feet from the basket.
Referees have been calling it close underneath, so those post players will have to work on those box outs to avoid fouling. Easier said than done. Jakari Hilliard on the 1-and-1. Nothing but net on his first attempt. Hilliard, a junior, kind of a wing for this Johnson City team at 6'3". He can be an X factor. As we've obviously talked a lot about Harris and Hill, he's another guy who can get his own shot, especially driving towards the hoop. One more for Hilliard. Left it short. Thomas with the board. Shot clock is still off. Thomas into the front court. And it's kicked away by Harris. Dean, a pretty successful first quarter for Johnson City, regardless what happens final 18 seconds. The worst they can probably do is being tied.
Yeah, I thought they've played a very good first quarter. I think they've been aggressive and have executed on offense so far.
Thomas. Alley-oop. Knocked away by Hilliard.
Good read.
Hilliard running out of time. Thomas picks his pocket. Throw it ahead. Reeves' desperation shot is off the mark. 15-12. Johnson City, the Section 4 champion, leads the Section 1 champion, the Poughkeepsie Pioneers. Second quarter coming up. On the side of this break, you're watching the NFHS Network.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At nfhslearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
Tom Prizeman alongside Dean Perry. Thanks again for tuning in here on the NFHS Network. Dean, your thoughts on the first quarter that sees Johnson City holding a slim 3-point margin?
As I said, I think Johnson City's done well on offense. Xavier Hill, 10 of the 15 points for the Wildcats, and he's done pretty well down low, and that's the reason why they're winning right now.
Second quarter underway. Keith Harris gets himself some space, drops it off for Xavier Hill. Xavier Hill right down the center of the lane. Able to, wanted to dunk it, instead just dropped it through for 2 points, and it's a 5-point cushion now for the Wildcats.
Fastest path to the basket, right down the middle.
Johnson City was also here in 2016 and could not get to the state Final Four. Traveling this time, coming against Poughkeepsie. And one of the Pioneers slow to get up.
Yeah, that was Campbell.
So for Johnson City, they've been here in 2016, 2017, unable to get to that state Final Four. And now, here in 2019, looking to break through. Poughkeepsie as well. They've been close, but have not been able to get there. Keith Harris to the rim. Harris hangs and hits. 19-12.
Yeah, they're attacking the middle of the floor, right in the paint, and Poughkeepsie's not there to stop them.
It's around the perimeter for this Pioneers team. Goins steps inside, jump stop in the lane. Beautiful scoop shot, couldn't get it to fall, and then he's hustling on the bounce. Unfortunately, ran out of real estate. Stepped on the end line. It'll go back with Johnson City.
Yes.
7 minutes and 6 seconds left in the second quarter, Dean.
Yeah, right now Johnson City's doing enough on defense to hold Poughkeepsie down.
And they've not let them get out on the break. That's been the biggest thing. Keith Harris for three. Bottoms. Harris pushes the lead to 10, largest of the second quarter.
Yeah, well, when you attack the basket, the defense is going to sag, thinking you're going to attack it, and he had an open three there. They let him take it, and he makes that. So if he's attacking and shooting well, it's going to be tough for them to stop.
Pearson and Thomas at the table ready to check in. A three rattles out. Hill throws it ahead. Watch out for Harris. Instead, he'll simply fly through and makes the layup. It's a double-digit lead now, all the way up to 12 for the Johnson City Wildcats, and Cody Moffitt and the Poughkeepsie Pioneers need a timeout.
Well, we thought Poughkeepsie was going to get out in transition, but right now it's Johnson City.
Pioneers have talked about how they wanted to get out and run. Unable to do that so far in this first half. 6:19 left to go in this first half. You're watching a good one here on the NFHS Network, Johnson City and the Poughkeepsie Pioneers.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
(24-12), 6:19 left in this second quarter. And I had a chance to talk with head coach Cody Moffitt of the Poughkeepsie Pioneers before this game. And I brought up a loss he had last time I saw him when he was the coach at Briarcliff, a really tough sectional defeat to a Woodlands team. And I said, oh, you probably want to forget about that one. He said, no, I want to remember every loss. It makes me better as a coach, and it helps our players get better as well. Each loss puts you in the position to get these wins. He feels like this program has been on the verge of something big. They want that to be a state Final Four, but right now, Dean, Johnson City's been all up to the task and a whole lot more in this first half.
They've been great on offense so far.
Hill with a nice defensive effort grabs the rebound as Goins a little slow. Hill in transition, a bounce pass. It ends up in Van Fossen's hands. He tries the tray. It's too strong, and Thomas with the rebound. Now Poughkeepsie in transition. Carter to the rim, no. And Hill with a rebound. Harris getting out on the break. Harris, a bounce pass to Hilliard, trying to throw a nice little pocket pass underneath to Warren, but it got kicked away.
Yeah, Thomas with the leg out. And right now, Johnson City's a team doing well in transition. And the last possession, Van Fossen had an open look at a 3. They moved the ball well in transition. He had an open look. He just didn't make it.
Van Fossen has not been very active shooting. He's been relatively quiet. That was his first shot attempt of this game.
I guess there's a wet spot on the floor. That's the issue right now to our left. But right now it's been pretty much 2 scores. As you mentioned, it was going to be Keith Harris and Xavier Hill. Xavier Hill has 12 and Keith Harris has 11.
And Harris, it feels like right now he's a relatively quiet 11. And he's a guy that can really get himself going. Was close to a 30-point mark in the Section 4 final.
Yeah, he's 7 in this quarter.
23 check in for the Wildcats.
Hill backing down his defender, shovels it off to Keith Harris. Harris gets some space, takes the 18-footer, and Thomas will retrieve the rebound. Pioneers on the break, 5:31 left in the second quarter. A bounce pass up top. Shermel Reeves and company working around the perimeter. Thomas looking for another touch. Does get it, nearly lost it. Into the corner now, dangerous spot for Pearson. Dribbling out. Campbell underneath to Carter, and Carter is fouled. Carter did a nice job getting his path to the basket, and he'll shoot 2.
Johnson City foul number 21, Xavier Hill.
Well, that's a second. But, of course, the Johnson City fans thought that was a clean block.
Well, of course, they've never committed a foul in the history of basketball, Johnson City, if you ask their fans. That's every basketball fan in the country. Their team's never committed a foul, and every other team gets every other call, of course. 24-13.
You always hear, call it even both ways. That's another one.
The referees in the stands think they're very good at their job. As Moran with the rebound as the Pioneers split a pair, now thrown ahead. Driving to the hoop. And it missed that time from Jaden Johns, the 6'1" sophomore. Poughkeepsie on the break, finally able to get out in transition. Jamik Carter ahead of the pack with a layup.
Yeah, Johns, I don't think he realized he was that open. He should have just gone it right away.
As Keith Harris will be fouled. 24-15, 4:57 left in the second.
Team's ninth. Harris on the line. Keith shooting 2.
Harris knocks through that first free throw.
Wildcat substitution.
You look at both of these sections, Johnson City plays in a relatively small field in Class A. They're a team that is consistently in the state tournament because there's only right now 3 Section 4 teams in Class A. Poughkeepsie, on the other hand, plays in one of the most loaded sections in the entire state for Class A. There's usually right around 22 to 23 teams in Section 1 in Class A, and the Pioneers consistently have been the cream of the crop. One of the best programs in the Hudson Valley. Van Fossen is they're going to call a jump ball, rather, as he got tied up trying to take that layup. 26-15, 4:25 left.
Yeah, I thought that was a little advice for Van Fossen. He was going up against a couple of bigger guys driving the lane, and he pretty much had no chance.
For both of these teams that have such storied programs, it would be a nice return to the state Final Four. It's been quite a few years since either of them have been in that spot. Left side triple, too strong for Campbell. Underneath Thomas, no.
Poughkeepsie fans wanted a foul. I think they might have had a case for it.
Van Fossen in transition, throws it to Jaden John. Johns lines up the three, too strong on the tray. 26-15. Thomas is a fantastic player, has that size, and can shoot from the outside. Finds a teammate. Reeves. No, put back underneath as Pearson just got a hand and kind of tipped it up towards the hoop and it falls.
Yeah, that second chance.
As it is a long, make that a three actually. Yep. I thought his foot was in the line, but they're going to say a long three from Hilliard.
Yeah, Hilliard was following his shot up. He thought he came up short. Actually he did, but he got the nice little bounce and got the three.
The friendly shooter's roll
yes.
in his home arena here in Binghamton. Right side triple, long ways away. That might have been from back in Poughkeepsie. It's 29-20. Thomas and company have cut the deficit just to 9. Hilliard on his way to the hoop, and he was fouled.
That's attacking the basket right there.
Moffitt can't believe it. He thought it was a clean block as Hilliard that time went up trying to throw it down over half of Poughkeepsie's squad. And there'll be 2 free throws, 29-20. Too strong on the first one. One more on the way for Hilliard. Goins will come back on, taking over for Jamar Campbell. Xavier Hill wants to check back in, and he will for the final 3 minutes. Hilliard ready to line up one more. Rattled halfway down before popping out. Hilliard 0 for 2. Still just 9.
Missed opportunity there, no question about it.
Goins that time hung in the air and was able to make a nifty layup. It's a 7-point game.
Looks like Johnson City's going more of a matchup zone now.
Hilliard doing a whole lot of work to try to break free, lost the handle. They're going to say it stays with Johnson City.
They might have caught a break on that one. I thought it might have gone off Hilliard.
I'll tell you who agrees. Head coach Cody Moffitt.
Yeah, he was going nuts on the sideline there.
And now we have some extracurricular activities, a technical.
And we do have a tee. Somebody push somebody. You got to keep your cool in these kind of games. You can't let the emotions get the better of you here. Because Harris might have picked up the technical, and if that's the case, he picks up a personal as well.
We'll see if it just appears to be a single technical.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Looks like it'll go against Hilliard. That'll rattle this Johnson City team a little bit and fire up the Poughkeepsie crowd.
Yeah, we're going to wait for the announcement.
Officials are trying to sort it all out. Moffitt was having a word with the referees about whether or not that ball went off the leg, and then he started pointing very emphatically into where they were setting up the inbounds play, and there was a mix of blue and white jerseys, and words were being exchanged.
Now they're going to the scorer's table, so I guess they'll make the announcement.
I think the question is here, is it a double or just a single technical? Is it going both ways? And it looks like it might be a double because I've seen now indications to both teams.
Technical foul, jersey number 10, Jakari Hilliard of the Wildcats. That's his first personal.
It'll go against Hilliard.
Team's fifth. Technical foul on Poughkeepsie, number 12, Jaquil Harvard, for leaving the bench during an altercation.
That's what I thought it might be. Jaquil Harvard that time.
Yep.
He left the bench. I wasn't sure if the referee saw that. He came about 4 steps onto the floor. Then one of the assistant coaches came, caught him, sent him back.
Is ejected from the game for coming off the bench.
So he got ejected for leaving the bench.
Yeah, you can't do that. They're so worried about fights getting started, and if the guys leave the bench, that's when it gets dangerous. You understand head coach Cody Moffitt's really trying to make the case for his player, and you understand why he's doing that. But Harvard, a senior, you hope that he could have realized the situation. So Mostyn just got the better of him for 1 second, and that's an unfortunate mental mistake.
That's in all levels of basketball. You have to know that.
You understand the emotion, though, of obviously trying to go out and want to protect your teammate. Can't do that, though, if you're not on the floor.
Yes.
So Harvard's night is done.
And he did not score.
We will see if his career continues. He's hoping, obviously, that he gets a return trip to Binghamton and the state Final Four. Pioneers have battled back. They were down as much as 12. And after all that, no free throws will be assessed. Xavier Hill on the entry pass caught it and was fouled.
Yeah, Pearson got him.
Poughkeepsie foul number 23, Jaquan Pearson. Pearson his second.
So Pearson picks up his second, and Poughkeepsie, already in the double bonus, is in a little bit of foul trouble. Hill's first free throw, swish, 30-29. Make that 30-22 rather. Next 2:24, we'll see how Poughkeepsie responds. I think they're going to come up a little fired up and see if they can kind of close strong because they are upset about everything that just occurred.
Yeah, you would think so.
Especially now with Hill taking his seat. Thomas, one dribble, quickly swings across court. It ends up in the hands of Goins. Goins missed everything. Pearson with a putback, no. Underneath, one more effort. A dribble, off glass for Terrell Reeves.
Well, that's the problem when you go to a zone. You don't always get that offensive rebound, defensive rebound. You give up the offensive rebound.
And a foul against Goins.
That's his third.
That's his third. Goins' third foul.
And I understand part of the frustration here for Poughkeepsie. They're well over that 10 foul mark, and Johnson City is only at 5 currently in this first half. And it's been going against the Pioneers. Of course, you could argue that Johnson City hasn't played nearly as aggressively defensively, which is part of the reason why.
Yes, they have more of a zone defense, so that's why they're not fouling as much.
32-24, but Poughkeepsie obviously feels as if the whistles have gone against them. Second free throw off glass, eventually falls through.
3 for 6 from the line for him, Hillard.
It's a 9-point lead.
Yeah, it's like a 2-3 matchup zone they're playing.
Carter. A bounce pass to Thomas. Really wanted to take the three, nearly left his feet, but he didn't. Carter stepping through. And it'll be an offensive foul as Moran takes the charge.
Offensive foul number 1, Jamik Carter.
Carter did a good job stopping on the jump stop, but then went when the layup attempt leaned forward. Have to go straight up, otherwise you're going to get that offensive foul call. And Moran planted his feet, took the charge. Moffitt and company on the ropes. Section 4 champion, Johnson City. It's been a really impressive first half for them. Can they close in the final minutes? Keith Harris to push it to double digits. Yes, sir! 36-24.
Great ball movement, one court side of the court to the other.
And then the response, Carter. Moran never saw him coming, had his back to the ball carrier, and Carter ran right into him, threw it up, and won.
Oh, no basket, they're saying. Before the shot? Oh, it is good, okay.
They had initially said the basket was no good, and
I thought it was good.
The Poughkeepsie fans were not happy with that.
Yeah, they haven't been happy with the foul situation. They're going to say, oh, they're going to take a basket away from us too, but that one did count.
And that was the right call in that situation,
yes,
a clear continuation.
Yes.
Now an opportunity to get it under 10 once again. Cleanly through for Poughkeepsie. It's 36-27. 1:18 left in this second quarter. Dangerous pass. Johns. Floater from 5 feet away is absolutely through. 38-27.
That was a perfect pass right over the defense on that. It was a dangerous one, but it was executed perfectly, and Johns was able to capitalize on it.
That's a pass. If you don't have it look perfect, it looks awful. But when it goes cleanly, it's beautiful. And now a response the other way. Beautiful ball movement of their own for Poughkeepsie.
Campbell, yep.
It's an 8-point game. Pioneers trying to chip away at this deficit. 11-second differential between the shot and game clock. And a foul against Pearson.
Yeah, that's his third. 2 players with 3 fouls right now.
That's his third.
And that was a foul. He was right in his kitchen, and he got him.
And it looks like they're going to have a bench warning against Cody Moffitt. Moffitt has known him a decent amount of time. A coach likes to get out on the floor. That time they said you got to stay in the coaching box. He's come out on the floor a couple times, and he gets the sense the bench warning. So next time that'll be a technical. First free throw for Hilliard. Hilliard now 4 of 7 from the stripe. One more to push the advantage back to 10. And he does. 1 second differential between the shot and game clock.
We'll see if they take it down, but they won't.
Thomas all the way to the rim says, what differential? I'm going to do it myself.
Yep. Well, that's going to give Johnson City the last shot. That's the minus, but they did score, so you can't really complain about that.
Dangerous pass. Carter on the break. Ahead to Pearson. Pearson's going to slow. Wide open 3. Thomas. No, Carter underneath foul.
Yep, he was.
And that's why you attack, I guess, early in that other shot clock, because you think maybe we get a steal, and they do.
Yeah, I thought Johnson City made a big mistake on that possession. They should have taken it right down to the last shot and got into the locker by at least 8 points, but that might not be the case now.
It'll be Jamik Carter, the senior guard, to shoot 2 free throws with 9 ticks left in the second quarter. Class A regional final here from Floyd L. Main's Veterans Memorial Arena. Tom Preisman, Dean Perry, thanks again for tuning in. Section 4 champion, Johnson City, the 14-7. Wildcat team leads by 7. As Jamik Carter and his Poughkeepsie Pioneers, the Section 1 champion. They're going to push on and pick up 1 more point before halftime. To make it a 6-point deficit, Carter goes 2 for 2. Hill loses it from behind. Carter throws up a desperation shot, no good. Poughkeepsie, a huge run, in and out. And then a foul.
Wow. And that's 90 feet from the basket, 1 second left.
Baseball foul number 34, DeMontre Thomas. That's his third.
Yeah, 3 players
and
with 3 fouls.
That's Thomas's third. That is devastating. Thomas has been the standout of this first half. He wants a word with the officials. And I understand why. That is a tough call to see made in that situation. A break for Johnson City, though, because that nearly was a huge 6-0 run to close the half for Poughkeepsie. Now they can push the lead back to 8.
Yep, I was saying they should have played for the last shot. If they make this, it'll still be an 8-point game.
(42-34) would be the score, and now it is. Carter.
It's halftime score.
Yeah, that will do it. 42-34. Thomas and company trailing by 8 points as we enter halftime. The Section 4 champion at home getting it done in this first half, Dean.
Boy, oh boy, they've executed very well here in this first half, especially on offense. 16 points for Xavier Hill and Keith Harris here in the second quarter. If I could do my quick math here, it had 12 points, 16 in the game himself. So those two players have carried it for Johnson City, and that's why they're winning.
42-34. We'll step aside, come back on the other side of halftime with some first half thoughts and some analysis as well. Third quarter upcoming as well. Should be a fun second half. We'll see if the number 4 team in the state, Poughkeepsie, can find their mojo at halftime. They trail the Section 4 champion, Johnson City, 42-34. And you're watching the regional final on the NFHS Network.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life. Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life. Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life. Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
(42-34) the score. Johnson City has jumped in front of the Poughkeepsie Pioneers. Tom Prizeman alongside Dean Perry. Thanks again for tuning in here on this Sunday afternoon for basketball in Binghamton, New York. Johnson City came out maybe as some expected the underdog, but in this game they've been impressive and they've rolled through this first half carrying pretty much a sizable 6 to 12 point lead for much of the half. Dean pushed it to as large as 12, and right now at halftime it's at 8.
Well, one of the keys for Poughkeepsie is to slow down Harrisville. They have not done that so far. He has 16 points in the game along with Xavier Hill. He also has 16, so they've carried the load for the Wildcats. Impressive second quarter for both teams. It was 27-22 in favor of Johnson City. You don't see that in a lot of NBA games, 27-22 in a quarter, so that was good. But the one player that's hurt Johnson City has been Devontae Thomas. He has 13 so far in this game. And Jamik Carter had 8 in that second quarter, so those are the 2 players that have hurt Johnson City so far. But if Thomas is the only guy that hurts them, that's not really a big deal. It's when you get that second scorer in there as well, getting close to 10 points in a quarter. That would certainly hurt Johnson City.
42-34. And the foul trouble is going to be a big story for Poughkeepsie in the second half. You know, one thing to try to make up an 8-point deficit. It's going to be another thing to try to make up an 8-point deficit if you start having players dropping like flies.
Yeah, Jaquan Pearson has 3, Niall Goins has 3, and Devontae Thomas, the team's leading scorer, has 3 fouls. So they got to watch themselves here in the second half. And that's a big discrepancy so far in the fouls in the first half.
Ladies and gentlemen, have your attention, please. May I have your attention, please? I've been directed to tell anybody any further comments, negative or
42-34 the scores. They're announcing a warning to the spectators in attendance that any more comments will reward a ejection.
This is about the kids. Officials are doing the best they can. So again, please, any comments, negative or obscene, towards officials, players, or other spectators will be ejected.
5 for this Johnson City team will be Moran, Xavier Hill, Dean Van Fossen, Hilliard, and Keith Harris. Starting 5 for the Wildcats. Poughkeepsie will send out Carter, Thomas, Jaquan Pearson, Goins, and Tremel Reeves. So that's how the 2 teams line up to start this second half, each team rolling with their starting 5. Xavier Hill, a fine first half, drops it off for Moran. Hilliard catches it, foul line extended. Now we'll retreat and give it over to Van Fossen. Hill. And eventually ends up in Harris's hands. Harris trying a tough jumper and a foul against Johnson City.
Okay.
Fouls on Johnson City's Jakari Hilliard. Number 10, his second, team's first.
Yeah, that time the Poughkeepsie defense made Harris take a tough shot there, so that's what you want.
A bounce pass and a layup finish for Tremel Reeves.
So a good start for the Pioneers. I'm sure Coach Moffitt had a few things to say at the half.
And that's a fundamental play right there. Throw to the foul line, beat the zone, and then the bounce pass for a layup finish. 6-point game. Van Fossen on the far wing. Reverses it to Moran. Moran blows by. Misses the first. Gets his own miss and is fouled.
Yeah, he hesitated at first.
And there is a Poughkeepsie player a little slow to get up. That is Tremel Reeves, just sort of hobbling over to the left block.
Tremel Reeves picked up his 3rd foul now.
Might not be a bad idea to have him sit for a few minutes as he's working on his own ankle. And he has the 3 fouls. You can get him a break and get him off the floor with a 3 as well. Sean Moran knocks down the first. One more for Moran. Make it an 8-point lead. Poughkeepsie passing quickly beyond the perimeter. Reeves to the rim. And it'll be a blocking foul on Moran. Would have been Reeves' 4th foul, and it would have been his 2nd in about 30 seconds had it gone the other way and been an offensive.
That's his 3rd.
And Moran's 3rd, so the first real foul trouble for Johnson City.
Johnson City is not nearly as deep as Poughkeepsie. Now, Poughkeepsie is not a team that's going to go 10 deep, but they have a little bit more depth. Johnson City, we've really only seen Brandon Warren and Jaden Johns off the bench. That's it, 2 subs.
And with Harvard being ejected, that hurts Poughkeepsie's depth.
A little bit as well, yeah.
But
free throws off the mark that time, but tipped out for Poughkeepsie. Goins steps inside, drops it off at the rim, swatted away.
Yeah, good clean block there by Xavier Hill. Yeah, that's a foul. Yep.
As it'll be Xavier Hill. who will go to the free, rather be an inbounds play.
That's Pearson's fourth.
Judge number 23, Jaquan Pearson. That's Pearson, his fourth.
6:27 left in the third. Pearson picks up his fourth. He's going to have to sit.
That was not a smart foul. He tightly guarded his play. He didn't give him any room to breathe whatsoever, and he did foul him.
Moran to handle the inbounds. Hilliard catches in the corner. Quickly to Hill. Hill spins inside, turns, and lays it in with a finger roll. 10-point lead, Johnson City, 46-36. Goins, nice move, got to the rack but didn't finish. Thomas right back into the hands of Goins, and Goins off glass for two. Carter comes in. Carter steals it right back to Goins. Goins is fouled.
And he got hurt. No, he's up, okay.
Jamik Carter, it was a very careless inbounds pass.
Yeah, it's lackadaisical.
And he came in and poked out of the hands of Van Fossen.
That's his third.
Now foul trouble for Johnson City.
Do you hear who they called the foul on? Offhand? Was it Hill? It was somebody's third. That would Hill or Hilliard. Hilliard had three. Probably Hilliard, because
I believe it was Hilliard.
Okay. So that's his third then. Okay. Goins will shoot two, but yeah, that is lackadaisical there. You can't make a mistake like that, getting the inbound pass taken away.
So now Moran and Hilliard each with three for Johnson City.
But they got to make foul shots.
For Poughkeepsie, though, if they're able to get either one of those guys a fourth foul in this third quarter, you're going to have to force Johnson City to dig into their bench. Goins, his second free throw. No, but Thomas, nice job, tipped it up to himself, and then off glass with the finish, 46-40.
Yeah, he got some size there, 0 for 2, but got saved on the possession for that.
Van Fossen trying to get to Harris. Now working away from Harris. Hilliard crosses over, step back. Goins doing a nice job swallowing him up.
Yeah, good defense by Carter. Helped defense there. Once he started zigzagging, went to his right and almost got a steal there.
Goins did a good job keeping him in front, never allowed the blow-by. Hill comes out to the three-point line to catch. He'll take a three.
That's a bad shot.
That's an air ball. Rather make that a just
front
graze,
rim.
graze the front of the rim. It'll be a return three from Carter. No, tipped right into the hands of Tramel Reeves, and Reeves for two, 46-42, 4-point game.
Yeah, that kept the play alive.
And Carter with the steal. He picked the pocket of Van Fossen.
I think he got him before he took the ball. That's why the foul was called.
Yeah, Cody Moffitt's been pretty emphatic. That one he seemed to be okay with, so he seemed to pat Carter on the back as to say maybe that was a foul.
Yes. He bodied him before he took the ball away.
Just a little bit of a hip check before he reached in and took it away. 5 minutes and 5 seconds left in the third quarter. A handoff to Moran.
Good screen.
Now Hill dropping it off. And he's right at the rim. Harris to Hill, 48-42.
Moran had a great screen at the top, and that set up the whole play.
4:45 left in this third quarter. Carter faking a skip pass. Now Harris in the passing lane. Trying to get out on the break. Carter responds by picking his pocket. Poughkeepsie doesn't have the numbers. Doesn't matter. Carter goes anyway. And Carter missed. Now Hilliard on the offensive transition. Opportunity will pull out. Hill sets a screen and Hilliard is fouled.
Yeah, last possession, Johnson City was fortunate to have three defenders back in the paint and prevented Poughkeepsie from the layup.
Van Fossen to inbound. Moran quickly up top to Hilliard. Moran gives the Hill. Hill will have Campbell reach in and foul.
Poughkeepsie foul number 11, Jamar Campbell. That's his second.
That's his second. And already Poughkeepsie with 5 fouls in 3 minutes and 52 seconds. That's not a good pace.
No, they're going to put Johnson City at the foul line before you know it.
Xavier Hill sets the screen. Hilliard works away from it. Trying to slip the screen and throw it up top. It was deflected. And now Campbell all the way to the rim. 4-point game. Harris into Hill. Deep three. No, off the mark. Hilliard tipped it around. Poughkeepsie looking to make it a one-possession game. Harris goes to ground to come away with a loose ball. Back to Harris. And the layup will not count. It was a foul on the pass.
Yeah, Hilliard got fouled on the pass. I'm sure he's not happy about that, looking at the result.
48-44. Right now in the second half, Dean, the important thing has been every time Poughkeepsie cuts it to 4, Johnson City responds. They've not been able to get it to a one-possession game as of yet in the second half.
Yeah, at least Johnson City hasn't collapsed in terms of a run. I mean, there's still a steady 4-point lead. Big problem now for Poughkeepsie's Devontre Thomas has 4 fouls. So you've got Pearson and Thomas with 4 fouls each.
That's 3:36 left in the third. Mark that down. He probably won't play again until the fourth.
Yeah, he tried to thread a needle there.
Harris into Hill. Hill, one-handed slam.
Yeah, Johnson City was saved on that turnover there by getting it back quickly. That was not a good inbound pass as they tried to thread a needle in between 3 Poughkeepsie players.
Keith Harris a couple times now is one possession just diving for loose balls. Campbell in the corner will retreat. Throw a nice bounce pass. Goins, one extra pass to Carter for the open tray. Van Fossen trying to get it ahead. Instead, Goins partially deflects it. Goins with 2 off glass. That was huge because if he doesn't touch that pass, Harris is going the other way for a dunk.
Yeah, Van Fossen has to get that ball above those hands.
Now it looks like a little bit of a zone for Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, especially with the foul trouble.
Skip pass, 3 for Harris. And actually, I like the idea of a zone, not only for the foul trouble, but Johnson City has not been a great three-point shooting team in this game. If you can force them to shots like that where Harris is open and he says, all right, I'll take this, that's a better result probably for Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, if you shoot the ball well, those are called zone busters, and if you don't shoot the ball well, zones can kill you. Unless you break it down or make the zone move.
But if you're going to just work around the perimeter and take threes, that's where the zone is there to produce. Here's a zone the other way, and Goins with the 3. Again, we saw on one end the team passed around the zone. Now they did it the other way. Harris goes up, makes an athletic grab.
Yeah, good job by him.
Hill, extra pass to Van Fossen for the open tray. Van Fossen on the scoreboard.
Well, Van Fossen says, hello, I'm here, and he gets his first 3 points of the game.
7-point lead for Johnson City. Campbell for the open tray. Too strong. Trying to run it down. Moran in the corner. Double team. Pass is knocked away. Campbell has it. Now knocked away from Campbell. And they're going to go back with Johnson City.
I thought Poughkeepsie, I thought that was off of Johnson City. But it's going to go the Wildcats' way.
53-46, a minute and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Harris thought about the tray. Instead, it's Hill. Hill facing up, had it partially deflected. Poughkeepsie on the break. Watch out for Goins. Goins to the rim and 1.
Yeah, not a good move by Van Fossen on that.
Johnson City foul number 14, Van Fossen.
And Johnson City, their bench thought it was an offensive foul. They jumped up and were celebrating only to find out that was an and 1.
No, Van Fossen was still moving, and he was under the basket, too, so there's no way that was an offensive foul.
Free throw is complete. So the old school three-point play, and it's a 4-point game again. Poughkeepsie faithful on their feet, making some noise. 25 in the shot clock is Van Fossen idly dribbling. Harris will step back for 3.
Got it blocked, I think.
Harris was looking for a foul, doesn't get the call. Campbell in transition. Carter has numbers. Open 3, Small doesn't take it. Poughkeepsie got the open three look for Andrew Small, but he declined to take it. Goins now. He's got an open tray. Too strong. Small with a follow-up. And it is a rebound that is secured by Moran. Hill quickly into Harris. Back to Hill in the give and go.
Good give and go there.
55-49. Johnson City pushes their advantage to 6 points. And a timeout taken by Poughkeepsie. We'll step aside for a moment. 55-49. You're watching the NFHS Network.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At NFHSLearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
55-49, 25 seconds left in this third quarter. Dean Perry, Tom Prizeman, thanks again for tuning in here in the NFHS Network. Game, we got a good one. This has been a fun game, back and forth, up and down tempo, and
It's had a little of everything so far. Inside play, outside play, good defense.
Moran takes his seat as Jaden Johns checks in for Johnson City. Thomas is in with the 4 fouls. Takes a long three. Poughkeepsie fighting for it underneath. Pearson. It's 55-51. Hill and company can hold for the final shot.
Ooh, wasn't
Hilliard
looking for
lost it. Now Poughkeepsie with an opportunity to make it a one-possession game. They will. And now they step over the inbound line.
Wow.
Poughkeepsie has an opportunity in this third quarter to retake the lead.
Yeah, that's, again, laziness, lackadaisical. You got to be behind the line before he inbounded after a made basket.
It should have been at least a 4-point lead. And now Poughkeepsie might have the advantage heading into the final quarter.
Yeah, Hilliard was not looking for the ball in the last possession. That was the problem there. It went off his hands. He wasn't ready for it.
Jaden Johns knocks down the pass. 1 second left to go. We unfortunately don't have the tenth of a second.
No, I don't know why. I mean, it's a new scoreboard.
You don't know exactly how much. Inbound. Pearson for the tie. No.
Oh, almost a good play there.
That was a nice idea on the alley-oop off the inbounds. Fourth quarter coming up. It is the regional final. A ticket will be punched to Binghamton. 55-53. Other side of this break, fourth quarter. You're watching the NFHS Network.
Coaches teach your kids to dream. Coaches teach your kids to overcome. Coaches teach your kids good sportsmanship. Coaches teach your kids proper technique. But who teaches your coaches?
.53. Tom Prizeman, Dean Perry back for the final quarter of this outstanding high school basketball game from the Floyd L. Maines Veterans Memorial Arena here in Binghamton, the site of the New York State Final Four. One of these teams will earn the opportunity to come back here next Friday.
Should be a great fourth quarter. It was a 19-13 Poughkeepsie quarter.
Thomas to take the lead. Just off. Pearson follow. One more. Goins tipped it up and in. We're tied.
Yeah, too many offensive rebounds there.
It took 3 tries, but the third time was the charm. 55-55, 7:40. Hilliard trying to get it to Hill. Now in transition. Campbell missed. Put back for Goins. Poughkeepsie has taken the lead.
Yeah, Hillard made a terrible pass into a double team there.
Johnson City, a little bit unraveling for them. The number 4 team in the state, Poughkeepsie, is back in front. A handoff to Jaden Johns. And Fawcett, an extra pass into the corner. Quickly reversed up top.
Harris did not score in that third quarter. We'll see if we can get going in the fourth.
Hill losing it out of play.
Yeah, I thought it went off his foot there, Hill, but it stays with the Wildcats.
Jaden Johns will sit back down. Moran on with the 3 fouls. 9 in the shot clock. Quickly in the hands of Xavier Hill. Harris trying to get to Van Fossen. It's knocked away. 3 on the shot clock as the tie-up will come. Johnson City will maintain possession.
Yeah, but only have 3 seconds to shoot it.
Inbounded in the corner. Hilliard has to force up the 3. Missed everything. No shot clock violation, though, as Poughkeepsie's off and running. Campbell into Pearson's hands. Pearson has made it a 4-point lead. We'll see if Johnson City wants to burn a timeout.
They haven't used one yet.
Momentum clearly on the side of Poughkeepsie. The number 4 team in the state, the Section 1 champions. Poughkeepsie leading 59-55, 6:36. And a timeout taken by Johnson City. We'll take one as well. You're watching the NFHS Network.
A smile, such a simple gesture, an effortless contraction of muscles, a flash of teeth. Healthy smiles have the power to spread joy, courage, and love. When you smile, it transforms you and the world around you. So if you feel the urge, go ahead and use that simple gesture to spread joy. Keep your smile healthy and strong. Choose Delta Dental, protecting more smiles than anyone.
59-55, 6:36. Tom Prizeman, Dean Perry. And Dean, you look at this fourth quarter, it has been a little bit, really dating back to the end of the third quarter. It should have been a 4-point lead for Johnson City. And they nearly coughed up at the end of the third, and now to begin this fourth, it seems like the pressure of this moment all of a sudden hit them like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, well, I think it's more Poughkeepsie getting the offensive rebounds. They're starting to make their presence on the boards, and that's been the difference so far.
Sure, but they've also had some really bad passes.
Yes, I was going to say that Hillard pass right into that double team was awful.
Had a couple mental mistakes in this fourth quarter. No doubt Poughkeepsie's done a wonderful job getting back, but Johnson City needs to stay mentally strong down the stretch. And Fawcett into Harris's hands. Hill lost it. It will stay, though, with Johnson City, 12 on the shot clock. And it seems like every Johnson City possession now is getting very deep into the shot clock because they're really not having any avenues to score.
Yeah, they're having a more difficult time executing on offense. Earlier in the game, they were attacking the basket.
They were out in transition a lot early as well. Harris losing it off his hands. Bad pass again, knocked away. Harris does not get it. Thomas in transition, ahead to Campbell. Campbell right back to Thomas. Thomas scoop! Off glass, too strong. Now Harris in transition. Harris to the rim, laying it in. Johnson City within 2.
First 2 points of the second half for him.
Trying to get himself going. Under 6 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Jamik Carter just sort of taking the air out of the basketball. Finally now to Pearson. Pearson a floater from 7 feet. Hilliard recovers the rebound.
Obviously Johnson City not out of it. They're only down 2, but they got to play better. That's what it comes down to. Can't turn the ball over, throw into double teams, and make lackadaisical mistakes in your own end line.
Both teams struggling a little bit offensively against the zones. Van Fossen beyond the three-point arc. A bounce, and quickly back to Harris. Now reverse to Hill. He lines up the tray. Box that underneath for Goins, coming down with the rebound. Carter, fake the pass, now gets it to Goins. Goins in 1. Goins off glass. 61-57. 5 minutes and 1 second left in this fourth quarter.
That's Moran's fourth foul. Goins did a nice job. Once they went to the basket, he was able to cut in, got the pass, and got the and one.
As the free throw completes the three-point play, 62-57. 5-point lead, largest of this fourth quarter, largest of the second half for Poughkeepsie. Harris and company need to get going. Van Fossen trying to get them back with a three ball. Too strong. Harris tipped it. Hilliard recovers. Hilliard up in the air. Hill underneath. Loses it once. Gets it back. And follows it. 62-59. Johnson City will take a timeout. 4:36 left to go. We'll stay here this time. As Johnson City trailing by 3, 62-59. And Dean, you take a look at this game in this fourth quarter. Johnson City does not have the ability to really shoot the three ball.
No, they don't. And if you play a zone, the way to beat the zone is obviously shoot well from the outside and make it move. You got to have good ball movement. So you want to get that zone moving where you find open spots in the basket, in the middle. And that way you can start getting some players in the middle if you start moving the zone. If you don't move the zone, you're not going to beat it.
The two things that have struggled with in this fourth quarter, shooting and passing.
Yeah, passing's been the issue.
And those are the two things you need to break the zone.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't shoot. If you don't shoot well, you don't pass well against the zone, you're going to be in some trouble.
For Johnson City, they're still only down by 3. They did lead heading into this fourth quarter. 4:36 left to go. It's a one-possession game. And if you told Johnson City heading into this game, hey, will you sign up being down 3 with 4:36 left to go against the number 4 team in the state, I think they probably would have signed up for that deal.
Yeah, obviously after the third quarter with them leading, you'd be like, maybe not. But, yeah, at the beginning of the game, obviously, yes. But Goins has been the man so far for Poughkeepsie with 7 points in the fourth.
Thomas wants a touch. Goins has it instead. We'll see Poughkeepsie slow it down. This game has moved more into a half-court tempo. Carter, 2 steps beyond the three-point line. Gives it to Goins. Goins driving inside the arc, steps through the defender. And Goins, beautiful finish. 64-59.
Yeah, he's getting to the basket nicely.
Hill trying to dribble through the zone, gets an open look, buries the free throw line extended jumper. 64-61.
He's got 28.
He's been terrific tonight for Johnson City. Thomas, too strong on the 8, rather make that a 12-footer from the baseline.
Thomas and Pearson both have 4 fouls, so they do have to watch themselves. Thomas is on the floor now.
I'm surprised Johnson City hasn't gone at them more. Harris inside. Harris left-hand finish. 1-point gain, 64-63.
Thomas couldn't foul him. That's why he went right to the basket.
Dangerous pass. Hilliard will pick up the foul.
And that's going to be his 4th.
And that's one where you play the press. You see the pass you want to steal, but he can't go through the offensive player to try to get that steal.
Yeah, it was definitely a foul. And both teams are going to be in the bonus after this. On the next foul for each team, it'll be 7.
And don't forget that the Pioneers had 5, I believe, 3:52 into the third quarter, so they've only picked up 1 foul since then. They've done a nice job.
That's right.
Cody Moffitt wants a timeout. That'll be a full timeout, and we'll step aside. 64-63, 3:15 left in this fourth quarter. You're watching your home, the New York State Championships, NFHS.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
Again, that's Friday, the winner. 3 o'clock right here.
64-63, 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Let's do a game reset. It was an 8-point halftime lead for Johnson City, as this Poughkeepsie team got off to a little bit of a slow start. The Pioneers chipped away in the third quarter, cutting the lead down to 2 after the third period of play. and opened up as large as a 5-point lead here in this fourth quarter, thanks to the play of Goins in particular.
9 points in the fourth.
Now just a 1-point lead, 64-63. Poughkeepsie looking for a trip back to the state Final Four for a perennial powerhouse program out of Section 1. Johnson City been close a couple times in the past few years, looking to stay at home and earn an opportunity to play in front of their home fans next weekend. Goins steps inside the arc. It'll set up a three for Campbell. Campbell left it short, but he runs down his own miss.
Yeah, he beat Van Fossen to the ball.
Fresh 35 on the shot clock. 2:49 left in the game clock now. Thomas on the right-hand bounce pass. Goins open. Missed everything. Underneath, Thomas. And that's his 5th foul if it goes against him. He picked up the offensive rebound.
Let's find out officially.
That will be his 5th and final foul. Devastating for Poughkeepsie. Their leading scorer in that first half, Demontre Thomas, pretty quiet in the second half. Dean never really got going with the 5 fouls.
No, he only had 2 points in the second half. Hillard beat him to the ball. That's what it came down to, and I thought that was a bad shot by Goins. He's been attacking the basket off the window, and he decided to take about a 15-footer. But now it's going to be a 1-on-1.
For Thomas, he is a senior, hoping he'll earn an opportunity to return here next week. Gonna need the rest of his squad to pull through. 64-63.
Hillard 5 for 8 from the line.
1-and-1 opportunity. 1 will tie, 2 will lead. Tie. 64 all. One more. Lead. 65-64. Clutch free throws this time. That's the junior knocking down a pair. The other way, a blocking foul. Hilliard.
He's got 5.
And I believe that's his 5th.
Yep.
Foul shows number 10, Jakari Hilliard.
He fouls out with 10 points.
Team 7.
So Hilliard is done. He is struggling to get off the floor. Took a big hit that time from Goins. And Jaden Johns will take over.
That's a big loss for Johnson City.
Really their 3rd offensive option. Without him on the floor, it really goes down to a 2-man game with Hill and Harris.
Number 32, Niall Goins, shooting 1 and 1.
Goins is 3 for 6 from the line.
Same situation as Hilliard had a moment ago. 1 would tie, 2 would give him the lead. It's 1 and the bonus. Nothing but net ties this game at 65. Winner to play the Long Island champion. Right back here at Floyd L. Maines Veterans Memorial Arena. The second is cleanly through, 66-65. Xavier Hill brings it to the front court. Pioneers in front over the Johnson City Wildcats by 1. Section 1 and Section 4 facing off. Van Fossen are going to break the zone. Instead gives it right back to John. Warren, a bounce pass to Hill. Hill's going to take a tough 3. Left it short. Not sure that was the shot.
No.
Pearson with the rebound. Now Carter pushing the tempo. Carter right through the middle of the defense. Off glass. It's a 3-point lead for Poughkeepsie. Under 2 minutes left to go. A bounce pass to Van Fossen to the far wing. Hill catches. Offensive foul.
Yeah, defender was set. He just knocked him over when he got it.
Tramel Reeves planted his feet, takes the charge, and it'll go the other way. .140 left in regulation, 68-65. A bounce pass to the near wing. Poughkeepsie struggling to break it, and they didn't run out of time.
10-second violation. There's 24 on the shot clock, so they were right.
Cody Moffitt looked like he was debating whether or not to call the timeout, didn't pull the trigger. 68-65. And Johnson City, who's been not a great three-point shooting team, pull one now. Van Fossen sets his feet. The three, bottom of the net. 68-68. This game is tied.
They needed that one. Van Fossen's second three of the game.
70s ticks left to go in this game. Goins, the three. In response, off glass. It's Sunday, but the bank's open. 71-68. And there's 60 seconds left.
I don't know if he wanted to do that, but he got the roll, the bank on that.
Van Fossen looking for another one. Too strong. Johns can't get the rebound. We'll see if Johnson City fouls down three. Goins into the front court. And Moffitt will take a timeout. We'll stay here. 44 seconds left to go, 71-68. And as you said, I don't think Goins intended to put it off glass that time, but a three's a three's a three.
And also, I think the response by Van Fossen wasn't good either. He wasn't really set when he shot the ball.
No, he was feeling himself. He made the one, wanted the response the other way.
Yeah, if he had set and was ready to shoot, I would have no problem. He was like off balance, and then he put it up.
44 seconds left in this situation.
Now, you don't have to foul here.
I was going to ask you, do you think about fouling?
I mean, it depends who you foul. I mean, Reeves from the line today is 1 for 6. So if he's on the floor, you would foul him, but I don't know if he's going to be on the floor. Goins has hit his last 4 foul shots, so I don't know if you want to foul him. And Carter is 4 for 5, so you don't want to foul him either.
I would consider it, though, if it got, as you mentioned, Reeves' hands, or, you felt like you could get it into a situation where you want to elongate this game, because if you play this out and you give up a basket, you're going to be down 5 with not much time remaining.
I know you don't want to think that way, but if you foul and they put points on the board, I know it'll be more time on the clock, but
you're just trying to extend the game.
Extend the game, yes.
Now you're right. Obviously, if you're down 5, that's a significant hole. So maybe they play it out. Yep. There is a 14-second differential. So if you play it out, give up the basket, you're looking at maybe 14 seconds left, down 5.
Then you'd really be in trouble. But if you hold them, then they know you're going to shoot a 3. That's the other flip side. So
we'll see what Poughkeepsie does. Looks like Johnson City trying to foul. This ball ends up back in Carter's hands. It bounced off the chest of Reeves, but Carter somehow got it back. 73-68. Into the quarter, Warren in a dangerous spot. Back to Hill. Hill looks like he's going to try to take a step back 3. He does. Xavier Hill for 3. A timeout, Johnson City. 73-71. Carter make that now Hill over 30 points in this one.
Yeah, now it's going to come down to who Johnson City wants to foul. They have to foul now because obviously you're below 35 seconds. So who do you want to foul? You got to know who's on the court and who you want to foul.
73-71. And in this situation, because they just hit the 3, Dean, all you need to do here is if they've just split, you have an opportunity to tie the game.
Yes. 1 out of 2, you're still in good shape. Well, not good shape, but you're in better shape. That would force you to have to hit a 3.
Obviously, 2 free throws makes it a 2-possession game, but again, all you can do in this situation is just try to keep hitting 3s.
Yes.
Trading 3 for 2 is the best strategy in this situation. Of course, Johnson City will also try to force a turnover.
Van Fossen's hit 2 threes for Johnson City. Hillard fouled out with 1, so he can't obviously hit 1. Harris has 2 3-pointers, and Hill has 1 3-pointer. So that's what you're looking at right now for the 3-point shots.
And they're not a great 3-point shooting team.
No.
We saw in the sectional final against Maine Endwell, they gave Warren miles of space, and he hit 2 threes, but I think was 2 of 7. So he's not a particularly adept 3-point shooter. Johns out there alongside Warren, Van Fossen, Harris, and Hill. That's the 5 for Johnson City. Melda inbound.
I was going to say
into his hands. They tried to get him.
That's first order of business was to inbound it.
Tramel Reeves is fouled.
Foul charge number 20, Keith Harris. That's his second.
And that's the guy you wanted to foul. I'm surprised the play was set up to throw it right back to Tramel Reeves.
Still a 1-and-1.
That is the 9th team foul, so this will be the last 1-and-1. After this, it'll be 2 shots from here on out.
Yeah, so Reeves, as I mentioned before, is 1 for 6 from the line today.
Be a big time for him to even just make 1 in this situation gives Poughkeepsie a lot more options. You could also foul if you're Poughkeepsie on the other end. First, though, the order of business, the 1-and-1. Clutch. 74-71. Now Poughkeepsie, if he misses, they could foul to avoid giving up the 3-pointer. Tramel Reeves trying to make this a 2-possession game. 21 ticks left in the regional final.
Wow.
Cool as ice. 75-71. Xavier Hill looking for another 3. Off balance. Can't get it to go. Tipped up. Moran misses the putback. Johns looking to take the 3. Instead, Van Fossen lines it up. He's short. Poughkeepsie with a rebound. And they're 6 seconds away from the state Final Four.
Gutsy win for Poughkeepsie. They might have needed a game like this, you know?
Moran is fouled out. And free throws are upcoming. Johnson City does have 2 timeouts, and you wonder maybe they'll try to call timeout and advance the ball here.
So Goins will shoot a couple here.
He'll shoot 2 shots.
75-71. Goins at the free throw stripe. He has 2 attempts to make this a 5-point game. He misses the first. If I'm Johnson City, I'm going to call this timeout, get into the front court, take a quick 3, and then foul again.
Yeah, that's the only chance they would have.
Second one is long. Recovered by Poughkeepsie. Fouled again.
That's a disaster there for Johnson City. They had to get the rebound there.
His third. Pearson will shoot 2.
Pearson looking to put this game on ice. Pearson cleanly through on the first. One more for Poughkeepsie, too strong. Recovered by Harris, desperation, won't even take it. That'll do it. Poughkeepsie, the pioneers of Section 1, have earned a return trip to Binghamton. They stamped their ticket to the state Final Four and a return visit to Floyd L. Maines Veterans Memorial Arena in the Class A state Final Four. Poughkeepsie 76-71, the regional champions.
Great game. It was a 23-16 fourth quarter for Poughkeepsie. Niall Goins had 24 points. He had 14 in the fourth quarter, and he had 21 in the second half, so what a great half for him. Xavier Hill had 31 for Johnson City, and Keith Harris had 20, so those 2 led the way for the Wildcats. So good gutty win for the Pioneers as they improved to 23-3.
76-71, and that'll earn a huge applause from the people who made the trip up from Poughkeepsie, New York to Binghamton to see their team roll on to the state Final Four. And Dean, your final thoughts on this one. You mentioned Xavier Hill, terrific in defeat for Johnson City in a team effort, but Goins leading the way for Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, he led the way. He was the man in the second half. They played much better defense in the second half, and Johnson City got a little sloppy and lackadaisical, and that cost them in the second half.
Cody Moffitt left Briarcliff to take over his hometown Poughkeepsie Pioneers team, and now he's guided them to the brink of a state title. They'll play in the state Final Four next weekend, right back here in this building. That'll do it. Terrific effort from Harris, Hill, and company for the Johnson City Wildcats. They come up short, but Poughkeepsie, your regional champions, 76-71 the final. On behalf of our entire production team, I'm Tom Preisman signing off. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll turn it over now to the award ceremony.
get a nice hand for the Pioneers of Poughkeepsie playing here in the state championship flag through club against either Manhasset or Wyandanch. That will conclude the award presentation. We invite you to stick around the Class C game coming up next. Cooperstown against Watkins Glen.